Tonight, the Trojans play host to the Buffaloes from Newport right here at UDA. And this matchup pits the Buffaloes, who are playing pretty good basketball of late. They've won the last 2 out of 3 ball games. The Trojans also playing excellent basketball, having won 3 in a row now, and have really played good team basketball the last 3 times out. So we ought to have a good ball game tonight, as both of these teams hungry to keep their winning streaks alive, and I believe it'll be a good one. So looking forward to it. The opening tip-off will come up here in just one moment, and we'll have the introduction of the ball players, and we'll be right back with the first tip of the ball game. The star on Newport, averaging a little over 16 points, is this young fellow here, Ben Kramer. And the rest of them averaging anywhere from 8 or 9 points down to 4 and 5 points a game. So we'll pick these guys up as we go along. Be ready for the opening tip-off here in just one moment. A fine rendition of the national anthem by sophomore Amy Straub. Finally got her name correct, I believe, and Amy did one heck of a job once again here, opening up the ball game with the national anthem, doing a super job. Trojans sent out their patented starting 5. Now it's going to be Hunter along with Smith, Shadle, Smeltz, and Wenzel. Tipping it off out there for Newport will be number 23, Wallace. He is out there along with Holen, Straining, Kramer, and I missed a guy, but we'll pick him up here in a second. Here's the opening tip. Control back here to Wallace, and he'll pick it off for Newport as the ball game commences. Wallace with Shadle working on him. Wallace pushes it over in a wing over there. It goes loose, but picked up there by Straining. Straining will dump it back here now for Wallace. Over in a wing. This is Horning, I think it is. Tipped out here for Straining. He'll take it inside. Puts the shot up. No good. Rebound comes loose. Picked up in there by the UD. Back with it comes Smeltz. Moving it here for Shadle. Trojans will set it up now. Man, they have been finishing off play after play in the last 3 ball games. Shot from the side for 2 by Wenzel's no good. Gets his own rebound. Tries a 12-footer, no good. A rebound comes down in there to Horning. And back comes Kramer with it. Nearly lost it, but still has control. Over in the wing it goes. Tipped out of there nicely by Wenzel. Travis getting a hand on it and knocking it out of there. It'll remain Newport ball, of course. Kramer getting ready to inbound it. Does so back here for that Horning. Horning harassed out there by Smeltz. And Kramer will come up to rescue him. He's got the ball. Horning taking it in for 2. It is good. And it's 2-0 Newport. Kramer really surging through there that time, and apparently that's his forte, perhaps. Here's the ball tipped loose over here and out of bounds. It goes off the tap of Horning. It'll remain the UD ball. And it'll be Wenzel inbounding the ball. Back here for Shadle. Brett bringing it up court for UD. Shadle push it on the wing over there for Smeltz. Smeltz is tripped up as number 44 Horning will pick up a blocking foul. Be the first foul of the ball game. Non-shooting, of course. UD will inbound underneath the basket. Inbounded inside here, but picked off, and there's the pass by that Straining, and back here for Kramer they come. Kramer picking it up over the wing. He goes with it. Horning pushing into the corner there for Wallace. Wallace loops it inside. 45 missed the shot. Second shot rejected, and they're going to call a foul on Smith. They're going to say that Josh got him with the body, but holy smokes. It was awfully gentle, and that's going to send number 45, Holen, to the line shooting 2. Holen missed his first shot, and here's his second try. It is short, no good. Rebounded in there to Hunter. We'll push it ahead here now for Shadle. Near side over here. They go inside with it, trying to, but it's stolen away. Newport showing some early game quickness here as Kramer coming back with it for the Buffaloes. Lost the handle and picks it back up. Over in the wing, he'll go with it now for that Horning. Horning taking it inside. Little jumper. In and out, no good. Rebounded in there nicely by Smith. Ahead for Wenzel. Wenzel coming down the court with it for UD. Ooh, stolen away here by Horning. Horning for 2. It's good. So Hoarding gets 2 for Newport, and it's 4-0 Newport as the Trojans off to a slow start here. We played nearly 2.5 minutes, and UD has not scored yet. Here's a pass over there for Smith. Smith right underneath. He tried to go with it, but it's picked off by Straining, and back comes Kramer. So the Trojans, who showed a lot of sharpness in the last 3 ball games, are not displaying that right at the moment. Kramer has it stolen away. The pass over there goes to Smeltz. And timeout, a 20-second timeout called by Coach Hain, as he does not like the start of this ball game, so he'll call time. Seconds remaining here in quarter number 1. UD trailing 4-0. 20-second timeout is over, and Kramer will inbound the ball. This is Ben Kramer back here for Wallace. Wallace goes to work it inside, lost the handle on it. Lentz in the ball game for UD. Straining puts it into the side here now for Hoarding. And Hoarding will pick up that dribble. Smeltz on him. And it's stolen away by Smeltz, and then a foul will be called as coming back to make the foul is number 44 Hoarding, as he objected to Brent making that steal inside there. And he picks up a foul, and it will be inbounded here by UDA as Shadle gets ready to inbound the ball. Trojans still looking for that first bucket as Shadle brings it up court. He has Lentz on the right wing. Presses it over in the left wing here for Smeltz. Smeltz bouncing inside Smith, back for Smeltz. Smeltz passes it out on the other side now for Shadle. Into the corner it goes, now inside here for Smith. Smith, good fake and a shot, good for 2 points. Nice bucket by that Josh Smith. Also, you notice Nick Huffman, number 54, in the ball game for UDA. Here's Kramer picking up the basketball, fires it over there for that Wallace. Wallace will take it around the left side, pushes Smeltz over, but then they'll fire one out here for Hoarding. In and out, it scoops no good. Return shot put up there by 45, no good. That's at Holland. We have a shot from outside by Smeltz for 3, or by Shadle for 3 is good. And UD takes a 1-point lead now. It's 5-4 Upper Dauphin. Wallace had some trouble with it, pushes it over here for Kramer. Kramer going to take it in, has cut off. Now passes it inside for Wallace, but the ball out of bounds off Wallace, and it will be UD ball. Both coaches tonight, you'll be able to hear them on the tape, that's for sure. Coach Hain, he has a strong vocal cord. So does Dick. I can't think of his last name, but anyway, maybe I can find it here on the sheet that coach gave me. Here's Huffman for 2. It is good. Nick Huffman with a little 7-footer from right out there on the wing, and put it in very nicely. Trojans up 7-4. Problem underneath here as Straining has it, backs off and puts it up and in good. So Straining off a pass from Kramer makes it a 7-6 ball game. 3:18 remaining here in the first quarter. This is for 3. Nope, not that time. Rebound comes down here to Wallace to Kramer. Kramer up court here. Now he'll take it all the way inside, puts a shot up, and it's good. The bucket counts, and a foul will be on Smeltz. He'll pick up his... No, it's not. It's on Shadle, rather. And Kramer at the line shooting 1. Oh, we'll see what kind of foul shooter Ben is, and he said, I'm a good one. 9-7. Now Newport by 2. Here's a nice pass underneath for Lentz for 2. It's good. Good, quick outlet pass for Ryan Lentz, and Ryan put it home and ties up the ball game 9 apiece. Pass ahead here now for 14. New guy in the ball game. I'll have to pick his name up here in a second. He has the ball come loose, picked up by Smith. Ahead quickly there for Lentz again. Lentz for 2 more. It's good. Ryan Lentz for 2 more as Smith made the steal and gave a good pass to Ryan Lentz for 2. 11-9 UD by 2. Kramer up court with it. Takes it all the way to the hoop. Good for 2. So Kramer again making the individual rush to the hoop. Ties up the ball game. 2:20 left here in the first period. We're tied at 11. Smeltz takes it inside. 14-foot try. No good this time. Ball tipped around inside there, controlled by Wallace. Back for Kramer. Kramer up court for UDA, or for Newport. Hey, he'll throw that one away as he went for Wallace, but Wallace didn't even make an attempt after. I'm not sure what happened to that one. At any rate, we've got 2:02 left here in the first quarter. Tied up at E11. Smeltz out of the ball game. Wenzel back in there for Coach Hain. Also, Hunter back in there for UD. Here's Shadle pushing it on the baseline for a nice pass for 2 from Nick Huffman. Good pass, Brett Shadle to Nick Huffman, and Nick right there to stuff it home. UD by 2, 13-11. Kramer up court with it, looping over here now for that 21. Now we got some new ball players in there. We'll have to study the scoreboard, find out who some of these guys are. This is Lindsay taking it inside. Off a foot it goes, and they're going to call a foul. Oh, my gosh. Wow. What a call there. They're going to call that foul on Wenzel. There'll be none shooting. 32 is Margot as Kramer inbounds the ball. 32. Here's a shot from the side by that straining for 2 more. Ties up the game. 13 all, minute and 15 left in the first period right now. Shadle trying to work it inside, pushing it over there for Wenzel. Wenzel on the baseline here for Huffman, and back to Wenzel. Out of bounds it goes, off the fingertips of Wenzel. A little high out of the reach of Travis. So it'll be inbounded here by the other Hoarding. We have D Hoarding and the N Hoarding. This is Kramer with it now for Newport. This is the other Hoarding. This is D Hoarding. Had it tipped, picked back up. Over here for Straining for 2. It is no good. Rebounded underneath to Smith. Quick outlet here for Shadle. Shadle with a nice bounce pass to Hunter. Shadle inside, they go with it off the fingertips of Smith. Right back here to Kramer, and Kramer will bring it up court. UD turning it over. Now inside they'll go with it and hold everything. A walk first as number 32 Margaro rolled it off his arm. 30 seconds left in the first period. Trojans and Buffaloes all tied up. There's a pass inside, stolen away by that Margot, and back with it come the Newport Buffaloes. They'd like to take a lead in the end of the first period here, so they'll play for 1 shot, says Coach Dick. And that ball's tapped out of there nicely by Smeltz. He will guard on the inbound pass. Into the corner. Now back out here for Kramer. Kramer will bounce it real high. Takes a turnaround shot for 3. No good. Rebounding in here to Wenzel. Clock down to 1 second or so. This is good if it would go, but it wouldn't go. So at the end of 1 period of play here tonight, the Buffaloes giving the Trojans a handful after 1. It is all tied up, 13 all. Okay, beginning the second period now, the Trojans have the advantage of inbounding the basketball, and they'll do that here as Lentz brings it up court for UD. Ryan bounces it over the wing over there for Smeltz. Back out front here for Wenzel. Wenzel, near wing over here. Lentz, over in the corner, they'll go with it now. Shot from the side for 3 is good by Smeltz. And it's 16-13, UD by 3. Nice bucket there by that Brent Smeltz. Here's Kramer, and the ball tips into the corner here. Hoarding, this is that D Hoarding, back here for Kramer. Kramer over in the wing, he goes with it. Kramer again, near side here, Hoarding into the corner. Across the court, the pass comes to that Lindsay. Here is a drive inside, 15-foot try, good for 2 by Kramer. So Kramer, who I said averages 16 point something, is on average tonight probably so far against our Trojans. Shot from the side for 3 more. Nope, just off the heel. Rebounded to Lindsay, and he'll push it up court here now for that Kramer. Over the wing for Lindsay. Shot by Hording. No good. Rebound right inside there. Comes to the Trojans and back with it. Into the corner they go here for Smeltz. Smeltz for two. It's good. A nice rush to the hoop by Brett Smeltz. Makes it a 18-15 ball game. They'll pass it back here to Wallace. Near wing over here, Hording. Hording picking it up for Wallace. Who'll drop it there to Kramer. Near side, Hording. Lindsay over in the left wing. Lindsay takes it inside, puts a 12-footer up, no good. Rebound tapped around and controlled by Hunter. Back here for Smeltz. Smeltz will pick up the dribble, bouncing it over here for a pass into the corner now for Lentz. Lentz back out here. Smeltz wants three. Boom, Smeltz has got three. Brett Smeltz with his second three-pointer of the quarter. And it's 21-15. Newport drops back by 6. UDA starting to hit. Here's Kramer. Over there for Wallace. Ahead now for Hording. To Kramer. Kramer would like to get three. Nope, not that time. And the rebound comes right down to Hunter. They call it a tie-up underneath as he and Holen, they show L-L-E-N. Holen, whatever. Tie it up. And the ball will be inbounded here by Newport. A couple of changes made now as Huffman back into the ball game to replace Hunter for UD. Wallace inbounds it here for Straining, and Straining takes one pump, puts a shot up, no good. Rebounded here to Smith. Smith will drop it back there for Shadle, and back comes Brett Shadle with it for UD. Looping it right on the baseline with a nice pass, and they're going to call a charge foul on Wenzel. Travis will pick up the foul, and for Travis it will be his second with 5:13 remaining here in the first half. Number 25 Havens coming into the ball game for Newport. This is Havens, number 25. Kramer with it. Kramer will work up against Shadle. Kramer still has it. Now goes underneath with a pass for Lindsay, but a foul called. A foul be on Wenzel, and that's going to be his third, I believe. Yep, that'll be Travis's third, and he's probably going to depart, and he does. He leaves the ball game. Coming in to replace him, going to be Ryan Lentz for UDA. 4:59 left, almost 5 minutes left here in the first half when Travis picked up that third foul, so it does not bode well for him. Ball back here, tapped loose, and then backcourt they're going to call it. They say UD hit it, but they're going to rule that it went backcourt, and maybe he made a mistake. They're going to discuss this. Nope, they called it the right way, they say, and Coach Dick over here can't believe that one. But that's the way it is. So anyhow, UD coming back now, still with that 6-point lead now, 21-15. Shadle looping it into the corner there for Smeltz, and then back for Shadle inside here for Huffman. Nick will take it right to the hoop for two and hold everything. We got a blocking foul called this time on Newport. And Huffman will go to the line for UDA. He will be shooting two. Is on Straining, his first. Huffman at the line to shoot two, and his first shot is, or one. Because the bucket was good, that's right. Oh, he missed it, and back comes Kramer, working it up court here now for Newport. Dropping it over here for that number 25, Havens. Havens will take it inside, then has to be bringing it back, Straining. Oh, he tries to go underneath there for Lindsay, but out of bounds it goes. It'll be UD ball. 4:19 left here in the first half. Trojans by 8. Shadle up court for the Trojans. We'll spread it out here and see how they look. Here's Huffman. Nick taking it inside and then had it blocked away. That was that Straining got a hand on that. And back comes Kramer. Kramer working it over here to Wallace, and then now into the corner it goes. This is the other hoarding, and then stolen away nicely in here by Lentz. Lentz for 2, and they're going to call a blocking foul on number 23, Wallace. He'll pick up his first foul of the ball game. And Ryan Lentz will go to the foul line for UDA. He'll be shooting 2. Team foul for Wallace. It is his first, and here's Lentz's first try, and it's good. Right down the chute for Ryan Lentz. Check out of the ball game. He's replaced in there by Drew Hunter for UDA. As Ryan says, I can put 2 of these in a row, and he did. 25-15, UD by 10. Kramer with it for Newport. Wallace here on the wing, and then back to Kramer again. Kramer shoots it ahead, stolen away nicely, but then out of bounds. It'll go right here below us. Tapped out of there, and it's going to be UD ball. And I think Hunter was responsible for that turnover for UD that time. And so back come the Trojans now as Shadle bringing it down court for UD. Shadle pushing it inside on the baseline for Drew Hunter, but a really sharp pass in there. Drew couldn't handle that one. Pretty fast, hard pass, and just couldn't keep the handle on it. So back comes Kramer. Stolen away again here by Hunter, and then a walk that time. Drew wanted to make the pass and wanted to make it before he found somebody he could throw it to. So Drew's got to check out now. Smith coming back into the ball game for UDA, as Kramer will get ready to inbound the ball to Hoarding. Hoarding has it for Newport. Spins it over there for that Wallace guy. Wallace working on Lentz. Lost the handle and out of bounds it goes. It'll be UD ball. Again, Ryan Lentz with some good defensive play over there, causing that ball to come loose and go out of bounds off Wallace. And so back come the Trojans as Shadle brings it up court. For Huffman. Now right underneath it goes here for Smeltz for 2. Wouldn't go. Rebound tipped around inside there, and Smith battling for it. But it's going to be picked up there by that Newport, Buffalo. That other Horning. No, that was Holen. Kramer with it. Goes inside, but the ball thrown away again, and back with it comes Lentz. Right to the hoop for 2 goes Smeltz on a nice pass from Lentz to Shadle, And timeout called by Newport now as the Trojans are on the march. It's a 12-point bulge now with 2:23 remaining here in the first half. Upper Dauphin 27, Newport 15. Kramer getting ready to inbound the ball now following the timeout called by Newport. Ooh, inbound it was for Hoarding, but tapped out of there nicely by Brent Smeltz. So Newport will get a chance to try it again. Kramer again looking to inbound the basketball. Loops this one ahead quickly for Wallace. Wallace on the fly for 2. The bucket's good. There's a foul called. Foul will be on Ryan Lentz. I don't know how Lentz ever caught up with him to foul him, but he did. And so Wallace will go to the foul line for Newport, shooting 1 to get 3. Here is his first try, and it is no good. Rebounded to Smith. Ahead over there for Shadle. Shadle ahead this time for Huffman. Huffman for 2. No good. A rebound comes down here. Wallace will control it for Newport. Coming back with it quickly he goes. And let's see. He'll push it in on the baseline. Out of bounds. Missed the hands of Hoarding over there. Or Holen, rather. 2 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the first half. Trojans by 10, 27-17. Shadle up court for UDA. Right there for Smith, and then back to Shadle it goes. His shot wouldn't go. Rebounded inside there to Kramer. Kramer breaking up court here for Newport. Had some trouble with it, but passes it right inside, or perhaps it even rolled loose, I'm not sure. But picked up in there by that Holland, and back come the Trojans. 27-19 now, an 8-point lead for UDA. Clock down to a minute and a half remaining here in the half. Pass on the wing over here, out of bounds it goes. It's tipped out of there by Straining, and so UD will retain possession. Shadle will inbound the ball for Dauphin. Right here for a turnaround shot for three. A little bit long that time. Huffman with a rebound. Outside it goes. Lentz will try for three. That's no good. Return shot put up by Smith. No good. Wallace comes down with a rebound finally, but UD banging away from long range there. Couldn't get anything to go. Everything close, but nothing would fall as he'll hand it here for Kramer. Minute 5 remaining in the half. Trojans by 8. Kramer wants to make that 5. Nope, not that time. Rebounded in there to Lentz. Lentz coming back with it for UD. Pass over here on the baseline for Smeltz. He'll force it out of bounds, or he's forced out of bounds, trying to go underneath here. And got bumped out of there, did Brett. So Kramer will inbound the ball. 50 seconds left here in a half. Ben Kramer bringing it up court. Has a little trouble there, so he'll pass it over here for that Horting. This is N. Horting. Shoot, it's no good. Rebounded in there to Smith. He'll drop it here for Smeltz. Brent over to the right side. He goes with it for Nick Huffman. Now right inside. Smith, turn around, 12-foot try. No good. And a rebound comes over there to Kramer eventually. 23 seconds remaining here in the half. Kramer would probably like to gun a 3. He still has it. 17 seconds remaining. They're going to play for the last shot out in front. They are. 13 has it. 13 seconds rather. Now back here for Kramer. 8 seconds. Then he's going to throw it away as he went to go for Wallace over here, and he throws the ball away. It'll be UD inbounding the ball with 6 seconds left here in the first half of the ball game. Newport defending on the inbounds play. They'd like to see the Trojans get stymied here. Here's Smeltz, goes across the court with it. Shot from over there as good as it goes, and it's good as Nick Huffman hits one for 2 right at the end of the first half. The Trojans at the end of half of the ball game with a 10-point lead now. 29-19 UDA. Good first half. Back to the second half in just a moment. Well, as you can plainly see, the teams are back now. We're ready for the second half action here as the Trojans, with that 10-point lead and going into the third period, they will have the advantage of inbounding the basketball as Travis Wenzel gets ready to do exactly that for Brett Shadle. And second half versus Newport underway here. Shadle will take it up court now as the Trojans look for expansion on that lead. Drew Hunter with it out there for UD. Pushes it over here for Shadle. Shadle bounce pass on the baseline. Wenzel back here for Shadle. Back over to Wenzel. Wenzel looking to take it inside. Off the glass, partially blocked perhaps, and Kramer comes with the rebound for Newport. I think somebody might have grabbed that one because Travis surely didn't shoot it right if he wasn't grabbed. Here's Horting on the baseline, looking for 2. It's no good. Smith with a rebound. Quickly over there for Smeltz. Smeltz with a head of steam. Dropping it off here for Wenzel. Wenzel for 2. No good. And on the rebound, Wenzel grabs it and then puts a shot up. He's fouled. And Travis will go to the line, shooting 2. So Travis, alertly picking off his own first shot, went to put the second one up and was hacked. And so he'll shoot 2 freebies. There's Wenzel's first shot, and it is no good. See if Travis can put his second one in. The foul was on Wallace, his second. Wenzel goes 1 for 2 that time and makes it a 30-19 ball game. Wallace over here for that Horting. Kramer. Head here for, well, back to Kramer. He'll loop it over the wing there for Wallace. Right inside, they go with it on the baseline. Shot put up inside there by that stranger, wouldn't go. And back comes Wenzel. Here's Hunter. He'll go to take it inside, but then push it outside for 3. It's good. Travis Wenzel for 3. A nice bucket there by Travis. 33-19 now. UD opens up a 14-point margin. Back with it comes Horting. Horting pushing it over there for that straining. Over the wing it goes. Wallace. Wallace will take it and push it on the baseline. Knocked out of there nicely as Josh Smith with a big rejection that time. And Kramer inbounding for Newport. This is Horting. Wallace out in front. He'll take it inside now and walked with it. Took that little extra step, did Wallace, and turned it over. UD to inbound. 6:22 left here in the third quarter. Trojans by 14, 33-19. Whoops, Drew Hunter with a little bit of trouble with it, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds. Straining will knock it out of there, so it'll be a UD ball. As Wenzel will inbound the ball for Shadle. Shadle up court with it, taking around the top of the circle. Now Wood tried to go in with it, and Straining picks it off. Back here for that Kramer. Kramer back for that Hullen. This is Hording with it. Hording picking it off back here for Kramer. Kramer looping it over here. Hording pushes it inside here. And it's picked up in there by Straining. Straining for two, no good. Rebounded to Hunter. Right back up here for Smeltz. Smeltz will take it on the wing. Pushing it out in front here for Shadle. And Shadle trying to work it inside on Kramer. Can't do it. Pushes it over there instead to Smeltz. Smeltz for two. It's good for two. 35-19. Nice bucket there by Brent Smeltz. Here's Holland for Straining. Straining, top of the circle, dropping it there for Hording. He'll push it over here now. And Holland moving inside. A charge foul called on Holland as he ran over and flattened Drew Hunter. And he gets a charge foul. That's on that Holland, H-O-L-L-E-N. Show it to you on the board here. There's his name. What would you call that? Holland? Whatever. He picked up the foul no matter what. Okay, here's Hunter spinning around with it over here for Smeltz. Smeltz will drop it back there for Shadle. Well, Shadle and Smeltz work very well along with Lentz in that backcourt for UD. Here is a shot put up by Drew Hunter, good for two. Drew forced his way inside, put a little fake on him, and then put the shot up and in good. And back comes Newport. Now 37-19, you Trojans pulling away. Shot from the wing over there for two, no good. Rebounded in here to Shadle. Shadle up court with it for Upper Dauphin. Brett, near wing over here, comes to for a shot out from out in front for three, no good. Return shot put up by Smeltz, wouldn't go. And back comes Hording for Newport. He'll throw it out here for Straining. Straining had it chopped out of his hands, and a foul will be called on Wenzel. And Travis has picked up his fourth personal foul, and he'll check out of the ball game as Lentz in there. And Huffman comes into the ball game for UD, replacing both Wenzel and Hunter for Coach Hain. 4:12 left here. Travis just having one of those games as Wallace takes it. Inside he goes to Hording for two. No good. Rebounded in there to Smith. Smith will push it back here for Smeltz, and Brett coming up court with it. Bounces it over here on the baseline for a nice pass underneath, but it's going to be tapped out of there. Lentz tried to get it inside there for Nick Huffman, but Hording was over there for Newport to knock it out of bounds. So Smeltz will inbound, or Shadle will inbound the ball. Nice pass inside for an easy touch from that tricky Nick Huffman. Boy, Nick has that soft touch, and once again demonstrated it right there. Up court comes Newport. This is Hording. Hording out in front. Smeltz on him. Over here for Wallace. Now inside it goes. Tapped out of there by Smeltz as they tried to hit Hording going underneath, but Brent Smeltz with a good defensive play knocked it out of there. It'll be Hunter back into the ball game now to replace Smith for UDA as Kramer gets ready to inbound. Does so here. Wallace turns around, puts a shot up and in, good for two. Nice bucket there by Wallace, and back with it comes UD. Shadle inside here for Hunter. Hunter makes a good move to the hoop for two, wouldn't go. Rebounded inside there by that Holland, and back with it comes Wallace. Spinning at the top of the circle, dropping it over here for Holland for two, that's short. Rebounded in there to Hunter, and Hunter will look up court, nothing doing, so he gives it here to Shadle. Shadle coming back, near wing over here it comes for Huffman on the baseline looking for two. It's good. A little reverse layup by Nick Huffman. Timeout called by Newport. So Nick on a roll. Trojans on a roll. And the score now, it's a 20-point lead for UDA. 41 and Newport 21. 2:54 remaining here in the third. Okay, ready to get back into action now as the Newport timeout is over, and Kramer getting ready to inbound the ball. 2:54 left here in the third quarter. Ball nearly tipped away from Wallace, but back in then for Kramer. Over there for Horting. Horting down the right side with Shadle guarding him. And now Smeltz joins it, but back over here for Kramer it comes. Kramer, jump shot knocked out of there by Shadle, but they're going to have a foul called, I think, on Drew Hunter, really. I think they said Drew got it with the body, and that's what it is. The call goes on Hunter. And Kramer will go to the line shooting two. Kramer's first shot was good, and here's his second try. It is also good. 41-23. Quick pass over here for Lentz. Lentz for two, and he's fouled. Foul will be on Wallace. Lentz will go to the foul line shooting two. Quick outlet pass that time to Lentz, and Ryan trying to make the layup, but Wallace was there and nailed him. So Ryan will do it unopposed now from the free throw line. His first shot is no good, just off the back of the rim. He'll shoot one more. Here's the second try. It is no good. Rebound, let's see. Huffman with it for two, no good. Nick taps it around outside there, controlled by Hunter. Hunter will push it back on the wing. Shot from the side for three, it's good. It's good by Brent Smeltz. So the Trojans messed around with it inside there, trying to get the rebound to go back. Pushed it out here to Brent, and Brent put it home. Here's Horting trying to pass it over here for Lindsay. Lindsay will take it inside, and then he walked with it as he double dribbled it. And it'll be UD ball. 44-23 with 2:28 left here in the third period. Trojans inbounding here for Shadle. Shadle at the timeline, pushes it ahead for right. A pass inside there, but there's Smith with the rebound. Pass inside the Lentz. Lentz had it blocked away. Smith right there to pick it up and put it home. 46-23, they've doubled up Newport again here now, as Wallace will pass it over there for Kramer. Kramer going to take it up court. Should be a charge. Oh, they're going to call a blocking foul on Smeltz. And it will be inbounded here by Ben Kramer. Smeltz picks up his first personal foul of the ball game. And a ball tapped out of there nicely by Lentz on the inbounds play. Kramer will again attempt to inbound the ball for Newport. Does so this time back here to Horting. This is that N Horting. Near wing over here for Wallace. Wallace pounces it on the baseline there, straining for two, no good. Rebound back here for Huffman. Huffman, quick pass down here for Smeltz. Smeltz picks it back up out here for Huffman and then to Shadle. Trojans really quick and playing very good basketball here lately. Here's Smith trying to drop it inside, but it's stolen away here by Kramer. Kramer for two. Nope, he's fouled. Shadle will pick up the foul. Kramer will go to the line, shooting two for Newport. Kramer missed his first one. Shadle has picked up his second personal foul. Smith will come out of the ball game now. Drew Hunter back in there again for the Trojans. Hunter, Smeltz, Shadle, Huffman, and Lentz as Kramer makes his second one of two. And Shadle will push it into the corner here now. Shot put up in there by Smeltz, wouldn't go. And on the rebound, we're going to have a foul called on Hunter. He will pick up his second, I believe. Second personal foul picked up by Drew Hunter. Huffman will check out of the ball game. Josh Smith back in there for UD. Minute 25 left here in the third quarter. This is that N Horting. Had it nearly tapped away there by Smeltz. Gets it over here now for Lindsay. And Lindsay taking it inside, has a hole and puts a shot up. He's fouled. A hack will be called on Smith, and Lindsay will go to the foul line, shooting two for Newport. Number 10 comes into the ball game for Newport as Lindsay missed his first one. Here's his second try. It is no good either, and the rebound comes down to Smith. Quickly over the court they go with it now, right underneath for Lentz for two. Wouldn't go. Rebounded in there to Wallace, or to Kramer, rather. And Kramer has it stolen away nicely by UD. Back with it comes Smeltz. Smeltz for two. It's going to be blocked out of there, and a push foul will be called on Kramer as he sent Smeltz flying into the wall, and Smeltz will go to the foul line for UD, and he will be shooting two. Wow. .21, the other hoarding into the ball game for Newport. Here's first shot by Smeltz, no good. So here's Brent's second try. It's good. So he goes 1 for 2 again from the foul line. Makes it a 47-24 ball game. The other hoarding ahead here now, and out of bounds it goes, off the hands of Brent Smeltz. So Havens, number 25, inbounding for Newport for N hoarding. This is N hoarding. Over there to D hoarding, and then into the corner it goes there now, and they'll push it around. From outside for three, it's good. So N hoarding gets himself a three-pointer. 47-27, the Trojan margin remains at 20 as Shadle brings it up court for UD. 23 seconds remaining here in the third period. Here's Lentz with it, bouncing it over here on the baseline for a shot by Smith, wouldn't go. Return shot put up in there by Hunter, wouldn't go. And it's rebounded here by N hoarding with 14 seconds remaining. Here's hoarding with it. On the wing it goes over there for Havens. Havens wants three. Nope, not that time. And a rebound comes down to Smith. Quickly ahead here for Smeltz. Smeltz will stop, pop one up for three off the glass. No good at the buzzer to end the third quarter. But a good third quarter again here for UD as they take a 20-point margin into the fourth and final period here. UDA 47, Newport 27. Okay, Newport with the advantage of inbounding the ball to begin our fourth and final quarter here at UDA tonight. This is Lindsay over there for the other hoarding. Near side here for Havens. N hoarding. Over to D hoarding. Across the court it comes for Lindsay. Lindsay for three. No good. Rebounded in there to Lindsay. Turnaround shot. Short. Rebounded inside there to Havens. His shot is up, and he's fouled. It did not go in, so he'll go to the line to shoot two. On number 10, Brent Shadle, his third of the ball game, as Havens puts his first shot up and in. Back into the ball game to replace D hoarding as Havens looks to put his second shot in, and it's short. And on the rebound, let's see, controlled here to Lindsay of Newport. Ball came right back here. Lindsay able to pick it up. Here's N hoarding over there for pass out in front. Kramer now. Havens from outside for three, no good. And on the rebound, let's see, controlled in there to Hunter. Drew will pick it up here for Shadle. Shadle playing it inside there on a nice pass to Smith for two. Wouldn't go. A rebound to Smith again, and Smith this time rolls that one up and in good. Hoarding, near wing over here for Kramer. Kramer across the court he goes here for Havens, and Havens will back it back out here. Hoarding and Kramer playing with it. Kramer got it. Near wing over here for Lindsay. And Lindsay will take it inside. Stop, put a shot up. No good on the rebound. Let's see. Save back in here nicely to Havens by Kramer that time. And this is Hoarding with it for Havens. Havens trying to hit another three. That wouldn't go. Rebounded in here to Smeltz. Smeltz coming back with it quickly. Nice head fake and a pass over here for Lentz for two. A nice head fake by Smeltz, and Ryan Lentz right there to pick it off and put it home. Here's Lindsay in the corner. Lindsay guarded by Smith. Inside he goes, but they're going to call a foul on UDA. And it might be on Smith. It is. Smith will pick up his third. And timeout called by, a 20-second timeout, I believe it is, called by Newport. 6:20 left here in the ball game. Trojans up now 28 rather. to the foul line now, shooting a 1-and-1, and here's his first try, and it is good. 51-29 with 6:20 left here in the game. And we'll see if Lindsay puts his second one in. Nope, rebounded in there to Huffman. Nick coming back with it. Looks down court here for Wenzel, and Wenzel for two. So Travis could easily take that one right in for himself for two. Nice bucket. In the meantime, back down the court comes Kramer. He's blocked off out of there, and picking it up in here for UD now is Wenzel. Wenzel traveling back up court, fires it over the wing here for Huffman. Nick looping it back here for Wenzel. Wenzel right out in front for three from Shadle. It's good. Brett Shadle for three. 56-29, 5:45 remaining in the ball game. It's Hording bringing it up court for Newport, pushing it over there for Kramer, and then back for Hording. Inside goes Wallace for two. It's off the mark. Rebounded down here for Wenzel. Wenzel bringing it back for UD. Right to the hoop. He goes with it. That'll go off the side. No good. And back with it comes Kramer. Kramer. Bounce pass right over there for Wallace for two. It's good. So Kramer with a bounce pass over for Wallace. And Wallace on the run put that one home. 56-31. 5:05 left in the ball game. Shadle taking it inside on a nice bounce pass here for Nick Huffman. Nick waits, pops the shot up good, but a foul called underneath. The foul might be on Smith, away from the basket. The bucket, I think, let's see, did the bucket count? No, I'm not sure. Foul was on Smith, I thought, after the shot. And Smith will check out of the ball game now, picking up his fourth personal with 5 minutes and 1 second remaining here in the ball game. And to the foul line goes number 10, Ziegler, for Newport, shooting a 1-and-1. No good on the first shot. Rebounded over there to Newport. Kramer right inside here for Hording for two. Wouldn't go. Rebound comes down there and controlled by Huffman. Nick swinging it over there for Shadle. Into the wing it goes. Shot for three. It's good by Brett Smeltz. Nice bucket by Brett. 61-31 now. A 30-point bulge for UD. Kramer taking it inside. Ball rolled loose, but picked up in here by Ziegler. Ziegler for two. Wouldn't go. Rebounded again to Huffman. Huffman with a quick pass up here for a running gun shot by Smeltz. Good for two more. 63-31, 4:20 left. Trojans last game out up at West Snyder, who of course is a very hapless ball club this year, scored 106 points. Here's a shot put up now and a foul called on UDA, and I think it's going to be Kramer coming to the foul line for Newport. He'll be shooting two now, as the Trojans will be giving two every time. They've 10 team fouls, so he'll shoot a pair. Foul was on Shadle, his fourth. And a ball comes back down and hits Wenzel on the head. Out of the ball game goes both Shadle and Smeltz, who have played another great ball game for Coach Hain. Into the ball game comes Stroop, and I think Kinch is in there too. Yeah, there's Kinch in the ball game for UD. Turnaround shot right off the glass nicely by Huffman. Nick for two more. Kramer coming up with it for UD. Near wing over here, it goes to that Hording, the other Hording. Hording will take it inside, has a lane open up, puts a shot up, no good. Rebounded in there to Kinch. Back quickly here for Wenzel. Over the wing. There's a shot from the side looking for three by Lentz. Wouldn't go. Lentz has it underneath and hold everything. We got a charge, foul, or something called on UD. Or no, did he go out of bounds? I guess it went out of bounds. 3.5 minutes left in the ball game. 65-32 UD. But anyway, the Trojans have really been playing some nice ball now, as Kinch will check out of the ball game. And in there is Bill Snyder for Upper Dauphin. Here's Hoarding. Over the wing he goes with it. Now into the corner. The other Hoarding with it. Back out in front here for that 35. That's Sofferneck. Now shot put up inside, no good. Rebound comes down there, controlled by Nick Huffman. Nick will loop it ahead here now for pass underneath from Lentz to Stroop. Ryan Lentz wanted to give Stroop a pass, and he did, but he just couldn't quite get it to go in. 3 minutes remaining here in the ball game. This is N. Hoarding. Near wing over here for that Lindsay. And Lindsay tries to go inside with it. Now, wait a minute. A foul called first. A hold foul they're going to call on Ryan Lentz. And Lindsay will go to the foul line for Newport. He'll be shooting 2. Lentz picked up his second personal foul. Lindsay at the line to shoot a pair. And his first shot short. Larry McNinch into the ball game. Now number 42 for UDA. Larry in there for the first time. And second shot is good. Lindsay goes 1 for 2. And here comes Ryan Lentz with it, bouncing it over there for Wenzel. Wenzel back over here for McNinch. McNinch from outside for 2, no good. Rebound inside, controlled there by Snyder, but then a foul called. And I think Bill Snyder might be going to the line. No, it won't. He won't be shooting. I beg your pardon. It'll be inbounded by UD. Lentz inbounding for Upper Dauphin. 2:39 left here in the ball game. On the wing it goes. Shot from over there by Wenzel wouldn't go, and a rebound comes down inside there, picked off by the Newport Buffaloes. That comes number 12, Campbell. Campbell will take it to the hoop looking for 2. That wouldn't go. And on the rebound, let's see. We've got a shot put up in there and nothing doing with it. Bill Snyder coming back with it. Pushing it over here. Let's see. It's going to be controlled from going out of bounds here by Wenzel. Trojan still with it. Shot put up by Snyder wouldn't go. And he is fouled, and he'll go to the line shooting 2. Great save there by Travis Wenzel to save that ball from going out of bounds here. And Snyder almost had a bucket out of it, but he's fouled, and he'll be shooting 2. His first try, good. 2:11 left. When we come back, Bill Snyder will be shooting his second foul. There's 2:11 remaining in the ball game at 66-33. Again, UD doubling up these Newport Buffaloes here tonight, and we'll be right back. Bill Snyder sets him back at the foul line, getting ready to shoot his second foul now following the Trojan timeout. Kinch back into the ball game for Upper Dauphin. And Snyder shooting 1. It's good. Bill Snyder for 2. And it's now 67-33. 2:10 left here in the ball game. This is Campbell over there for that 21. That's that other Hoarding. Near wing, here it comes to Campbell. On the baseline goes number 35, Sofferneck. His pass is picked off in here by Save, who then throws it away, and Hoarding coming back with it. Over on the baseline again here. Sofferneck pushes it back out here for number 32, Margot, and Margot's shot wouldn't go. Rebounded in here to UD as Save brings it down court for Upper Dauphin. Picking up the dribble over there for Wenzel. Wenzel wants to take it in. Pushes it over in the wing over there for McNinch. He'll pick it up to Save. Save looking for some help. Has it out here for Wenzel. 1:20 remaining here in the the final period. And let's see. This ball here goes on the floor, and a couple of guys going after it down here, but it's going to be tied up, and it will remain UD ball with just 1:12 left here. 72 seconds remaining in this one. And Zach Buffington, number 15, into the ball game for UDA, as does Curtis come into the ball game for Upper Dauphin. 1:12 remaining. It'll be inbounded by Stroop. He loops it back here for McNinch. McNinch is shot short. And on the rebound, let's see. On the floor it goes, and breaking out with it there's that 32 guy. He'll drop it back here for Campbell. Campbell for three, just off the mark. Rebound comes down inside, controlled by Newport. That's at Margot, and his shot is good. And Margot will go to the line, shooting one to get three. 67-35 the score. Margot shooting up his one. It's good. And time momentarily called as we have Peters and Snyder into the ball game again for UD. Here comes Peters with it. Across the timeline he goes here for Buffington. Buffington back over here now. Shot from outside for three. That's short. Rebound comes down in there to Curtis. He'll roll it back over here for Kinch. And out of bounds it goes, as going after that ball is Josh Peters. But couldn't gain possession of it. So back comes Campbell for Newport. Over onto the wing it goes. Campbell, or they spin it over here now for that Horting. In on the baseline it goes. Margot will push it back out here. On the wing. Campbell lost the handle on it, picked up in there by Kinch. He'll get it back over here for Curtis. Quick pass over there for Peters. Peters on the baseline. Dropping it inside. Shot by Snyder wouldn't go. Return shot by Kinch is good, and that might have been the last bucket of the ball game as we're down to 2 seconds. Stolen away by Peters. This is good if it goes. Oh, it wouldn't go for Josh. But the final score is UDA 69 and the visiting Buffaloes from Newport 36. So the Trojans on a roll. There's no question about it. Coach Haynes got to be pleased with the performance of his ball club the last 3 or 4 outings now as the Trojans have it going and continue to roll here. There'll be some big games coming up for UDA, but this one tonight, another very welcome victory for our Trojans. So Trojans looking good here in the year 2000, and we'll be back on Tuesday with the next UDA boys basketball game. Wherever it is played, we'll be there. See you then. Final score again. UDA 69, the Newport Buffaloes 36. Well, good evening, all you Trojan fans. Tonight, the Trojans traveled up here to East Juniata to take on these Tigers, who the Trojans defeated the first time 66-36 when they met down at Upper Dauphin earlier on in the season. And tonight we're going to see what we can do with them here at home. The Tigers having a lousy year, 2-10 overall, 1-8 at the end of the first half of the TVL season. And so they do not have a strong team at all. I think the average, Rickenbaugh has the highest average on a team, and that's like 8 points a game, 8 point something maybe. So not a very high-powered offense on this ball club, but they're going to score the first 2 points of the ball game, and that was Heath, I believe, putting that one in. Pick up these young fellas as we go along. The Trojans, on the other hand, have Shadle out there along with Smeltz, Hunter, Smith, who has the ball on the baseline and tried to go across here with it now to Wenzel, but it's tapped away. And so it will be inbounded here by Shadle. Heath is out there along with Dresser, number 55 for the Tigers. There's a shot from the side blocked away. Shadle had it tapped out of there by that 14 Kinzer. And Kinzer coming up court with it. Raish pushing it over here on the wing. They'll go over there for 35. Shot from the side for two, no good. A rebound tapped around inside, controlled by Wenzel. Wenzel up court with it quickly for UDA. He'll take it down on the left wing and drop it over there for Hunter. Hunter goes on the baseline, and a blocking foul will be called on Heath. He'll pick up the first foul of the ball game, and UD will inbound the ball. Herb is number 5. Heath number 22, 55 out there is that Dresser. 14 is Kinzer. Here's Smith with a turnaround jumper, good for 2. So Josh Smith hits the first 2 points of the ball game for UDA, and we're tied at 2. This is Erb coming up with it, now picking up the dribble, getting it back over here for that Kinzer. Kinzer all the way down court to the hoop for 2. It's good. So Kinzer makes a big rush and goes all the way down and gets the Tigers on top 4-2. Long pass down into the corner, right inside. They go to Smith. One dribble, turn around, looking for 2 more is Smith. And Josh has got the game tied up once again, 4-4. Kinzer up court with it for the Tigers of East Juniata. Bouncing it over there in the wing for Erb. Erb picked up the dribble. Back here for that 22. He'll take it on the baseline, tries to drop it inside. Erb picks up the loose ball for the Tigers. And he'll push it over there for Kinzer. Kinzer working around the wing with it, pushing it over on the baseline. And wait a minute, he's out of bounds. Goes number 13. That's at Rickenbaugh. So the Trojans will inbound the ball now with a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. As Smeltz across the timeline with it for Shadle. Into the corner it goes. Here's a drive to the hoop for 2. Put up there by Wetzel. It wouldn't go, but Smith has it back. Gives it back to Smeltz for 2. No good. Rebounded inside there very strongly that time by that Dresser, and back comes Erb with it. Erb right inside. He goes for 22 for 2. It's good. So Erb passing it in there to that to Heath rather, and Heath put it home. There's a quick pass down here for Smeltz. Smeltz looping it back outside for Shadle. Over the wing it goes. Wetzel and Shadle play with it. Shadle inside on a nice pass. Shot put up in there by Nick Huffman. Wouldn't go, but then his return shot is good. So Huffman into the ball game, replacing Hunter, and Nick's got 2. 4:52 left here as the ball goes out of bounds on the far side. Lost in there by number 14, Kinzer. And it'll be UD inbounding the basketball. Tied up at 6. Again, the Trojans with the opportunity to take the lead for the first time tonight, as these Tigers have hung in there with the Trojans here in the early going. Shadle with it. Inside here for Smith. Over in the wing it goes. Shot from over the side looking for 3. Is Smeltz, no good. Huffman with a rebound, good for 2. So Nick Huffman comes into the ball game and gets 2 quick buckets and makes it an 8-6 lead now for the Trojans by 2. 2-point lead. They try to work this inside, pushes it over the baseline. Shot from over there for 2, no good, but the return shot put up and in, good by number 44, Jones. And we're tied up at 8. Shadle rather, inside here. Dropping it over on the wing for Huffman. Back outside, Shadle for 3. It's good. As Brett Shadle, hits that one for a 3. It's now 11-8. Here's the young fella charging into the paint, puts a shot up, no good. Smith with a rebound, and he's going to pass it out of bounds on the near wing. No, it's saved inside by Shadle. Wow, how in the world he ever caught up with that, I'll never tell you, but that is stolen up here as Heath grabs it and takes it off back here for Kinzer. Near wing over here, they'll go for that 13. Shot put up inside, wouldn't go, and a rebound. There's a foul called. The foul will be on UD, and I think it might be on Smith. Yeah, it is. Josh Smith will pick up his first, so the team's first, with 3:22 remaining here in the first quarter. Trojans up by 3. Herb getting ready to inbound the ball. Swing it outside. Now they'll loop it over here for that 14 guy, Kinzer. Kinzer. 12 spinning around at the top. UD doing some good D inside here now. 14 will step over for 3. It's good. And we're tied up at 11 all with 2:56 remaining here in the first quarter. And Lentz into the ball game for Upper Dauphin. He is replacing Shadle for UD. Smeltz, Lentz here for Wetzel. And Wetzel near side over here. Smith for 2. It's all a little bit short off the front. On the rebound, controlled in there by number 44 Jones, and back come the Tigers. Jones again blocked out of there nicely as Josh Smith got a big hand on that one. Knocked it out of there for UD. Herb will inbound the ball, I think. Yes, he will. Here's the ball tapped away nicely. Up with it comes Lentz for two. It's good. The bucket will count. And Ryan will go to the line shooting one to get three. Good steal and a good bucket by Ryan Lentz. And Ryan now at the line to see if he can complete this three-point play. And nope, not that time. Ball tipped there to Smith. Smith puts a shot up, no good. The ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say it's going to stay up here as one of the Tigers got a paw on it. Probably knocked out of there by number 44, Jones. 23, Fauver in there for the Tigers. Here's Smith for two, but he's fouled, and Smith will go to the foul line shooting two. The foul will be on Jones, his first, and Josh Smith to the line to shoot two. Smith at the line shooting a pair. Here's Josh's first one. It is good. Perfect shot. 14-11. Hansel checks out of the ball game. Now Shadle back in there for the UDA. Second shot by Smith is also good. 15-11 now. UD by 4. And the Trojans hope to open the gap here now as it was tied at 11. That's the last time we were tied and probably will be. Here's Smith with a big rejection. The ball comes high into the air. Down here for Lentz. Lentz for two. No good, but a foul call. A push foul will be called on the Tigers. And Ryan Lentz goes to the foul line again for UDA. Now he'll be shooting two. His first shot was good, and here's Ryan's second try. And this one is good also, so he makes a pair. 17-11 now as the crowd quiets down. They had a thrill going for themselves there as the Tigers had tied it up at 11, but looks as though the UD pressure and skill is going to start to take over there. Near loss inside there. It is stolen away this time by Shadle. Shadle will bring it up the court, fires it over in the wing over there for Nick Huffman. Inside Smith, back outside over to Huffman. Huffman from the side for a couple. That's short off the front. And rebounded in there to Kinzer. From outside for three, no good. Rebound taken off there by Huffman. Quick outlet pass up here for Lentz rather, and then he had the ball roll out of his hand and picked up by the Tigers. Spin it back out here for that 13, Rickenbach. Minute 12 left here in the first quarter. 17-11 UD. Herb playing with it out in front with Rickenbach. Over in the corner they'll go with it now. The Dresser. And then timeout's going to be called by East Juniata Tigers. Got a 1:03 left here in the first quarter. The Tigers trail the UDA Trojans by 6, 17-11. Timeout is over. It's a 20-second timeout called by EJ, and Herb with it. Smeltz working him over. Ball tapped loose. Smeltz has it, and a foul will be called there. They're going to call a hold probably on Herb, or is it going to be on Herb? He picks up the personal foul. For the Tigers, it's team foul number 5. For Herb, it is his first. 52 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Shadle in the side here for Smeltz. Inside to Smith. Smith turnaround shot, no good. Rebound comes right back there, controlled by Lentz. Back outside to Shadle. Inside to Smith. Over the wing to Lentz. Lentz looking for two. No good. Smith inside for two. Good. Josh Smith right under there for the rebound. Put it up in good. It's 19-11. 23 picking it up. Now he'll go inside. Tapped away by Smith. Smith saves it back in here for Shadle. Shadle's got it. Roaring down the left side. He goes with it. Here's a shot by Smeltz for two. It's good. And the Trojans now lead by 10, 21-11. As Rickenbach will try to bring it up court. Stolen away again by UD. A quick pass over here for Shadle for two. It's good. And that did it as the first period has come to an end, and a very rewarding first period it's been here for UD as they lead now at the end of one, 23-11. Well, UD gets a chance to inbound the basketball to begin the second quarter here at East Juniata. Very quickly played first quarter here. Both teams really racing up and down the court. UD, of course, with the better of it. And here's a pass inside to Smith. Over to wing it goes. Shot from the side for three. It's good. Rattled home in there by that Brent Smeltz. And Tigers coming up with it now. It's 26-11. Here's a ball for 14. Into the corner he goes. Shot from the side for three. No good. Off the mark it goes. Rebounded inside there by that number 15, and he puts a shot up no good. Rebounded in here to Smith. Smith will drop it back here for Huffman, and Nick has it for Shadle for three. It's off the heel. No good. And a rebound comes down there to that Kinzer. Kinzer looking for two. It's good. Kinzer races to the hoop and picks up two. 26-13. They've cut the Trojan lead in half. 7:05 left here in the first half as Shadle works it back up court for UD. Into the corner here. Shot again for three. Nope, not that time. A little off the back. And on the rebound, let's see. Controlled inside here by Kinzer. And up court he comes with it now for EJ. Near wing over here. They'll spin it. This is Rickenbach. Rickenbach taking it inside. Hey, he was holding that time. Shadle had a hold of his shirt. You can see his shirt pulling back here as Brett had a hold of him. Anyway, they'll spin it here now for that Rickenbach. He'll take it inside. A little bit of a lane opens up for him, but his ball rolls off the rim no good down here to Huffman, and then Huffman will go for a walk as he and Smith got tangled up inside there, and Nick couldn't get the ball down. Josh was right there, so kind of got tangled up on that play. Heath will return to the ball game for East Juniata. He's number 22. Shot from the wing for two is good. That's at number 14, Kinzer, hitting a long two. 26-15. Shadle over the side there for Smeltz. Out in front, he'll drop it here now for Lentz. Ryan for Smeltz. Shadle would like to work it in, couldn't do it. He drops it back here for Smeltz. Smeltz inside for Smith. Smith on the baseline. Nice bounce pass right underneath for two from Nick Huffman. A great pass inside from Josh Smith to Nick Huffman. And Nick put the layup up and in good. Ooh, here's Kinzer. Tripped up, picked up in there by Smeltz. Ahead quickly, they'll go with it to Huffman. Huffman back here for Smith. Smith had a little trouble with the dribble. Loops it over there for Smeltz. Inside for Smith. Ball came loose, and it's going to go out of bounds off Rickenbach, so it'll remain UD ball. As Wenzel back into the ball game, as is let's see, Wenzel came in. Oh, and Hunter has it now. Back here for Shadle. Shadle with Wenzel at the top of the key. This is Travis with it. Bouncing it over here for Huffman, then back to Wenzel. Inside for Hunter. Hunter turn around in the paint. Faked once or twice. Shot blocked away, and back with it comes Rickenbach for East Juniata Tigers. Here's Heath taking it in. Tried to loop it over to the baseline to one of his teammates, but Smeltz with the steal here for Shadle. Shadle stops and blocks it once. Second try, blocked away. Ball comes back here for Smeltz. Back over here for Shadle. Now inside, reversing it here for Smeltz, and Smeltz walked with it that time as Brent took off a little bit before the dribble. Action so fast in there, Brent forgot to dribble the ball. Anyway, it'll be Heath inbounding here for that Tiger. Kinzer up court with it. Kinzer taking it all the way over, then fakes one. A shot over here by Rickenbach for three is good. Rickenbach hits a three. 28-18, and timeout called by Coach Hain as the Tigers have climbed back to within 10. 22nd timeout is what he wants, and he'll get it with 4:37 left here in the first half. Wenzel getting set to rebound the ball, or to inbound the ball as the Trojan 22nd timeout has expired. Shadle coming up court with it for UDA. Wenzel and Shadle back here for Wenzel. Over the wing there, Smeltz. Wenzel and Smeltz. They're trying to go inside with it, but they can't do it. Now they do for Hunter. Right on the baseline for Huffman for two. Nick Huffman, as I said in previous videos, has got that touch, and he has a nice soft shot. Nick hardly ever misses any in close like that. Here's a shot by Kinzer, no good. Rebounded in there by Huffman. He'll spin it over here for Shadle. Quickly ahead it comes to Wenzel. Wenzel bounces it off the head of Rickenbach. Picked up in there by Kinzer, and Kinzer will fire it down on the wing. Here's Heath from outside for 2. No good. And a rebound, let's see, controlled inside here. 15 puts a shot up. He's fouled. Foul will probably be on Nick Huffman. And 15 will go to the line here, shooting 2. Have no number for this young fella, but he is at the line shooting 2. And his first one is no good. And Lentz back into the ball game for UDA, replacing Smeltz and Huffman. 15-second shot, no good either. And a rebound comes down there to Hunter. Ball came loose, however, was picked up in there by that Tiger. Several players on the squad of the Juniata Tigers who are not on our sheet. So 33 being one of them. And 15 one of the other ones. Here's the ball tip, loose in there by Smith, and then Wenzel picks it up. He'll loop it back over here now for Shadle. Shadle coming up court for UD. Over to the corner it goes. Shot from over there by Lentz, just off the mark. And rebounded inside here by that Rickenbach. For Erb, who's back into the ball game. Erb out in front with Wenzel working on him. Over the wing it goes. Stolen back but loose, but couldn't control it as Rickenbach has it back again. Shadle checking him. 15 with it. Here's that 33 guy, another anonymous ball player. Inside they'll go with it. Here's a shot by 13 high off the backboard, no good, and on the rebound controlled inside here to Smith. Smith will give it back here for Shadle. Shadle coming up court with a pass down here for Lentz. Lentz back out for Shadle. Over the wing it goes. Shot from outside by Wenzel is good for 3. Nice bucket there by that Travis Wenzel. 33-18 to score. Oh, and a foul's going to be called on Wenzel as he went into Herb that time, grabbed him a little bit too hard, I guess, and picked up the personal foul. His first, I believe it is. And Nick Huffman comes into the ball game to replace Hunter as Smeltz back in there to replace Shadle for Coach Hain. Coach has a good squad out here. There are about 8 or 9 ball players that he can really count on that team, and that's an asset for the Trojans, that's for sure. Ball's tipped out of there off the hands of Smith. It'll remain EJ ball with 2:09 left here in the first half. Trojans up by 15. And EJ getting ready to inbound the ball. 12 for 3. It's good. That Graybill hits one for 3. 33-21. Narrowed the gap to 12. It's a ball tip loose, picked up in here by Wenzel, then stolen away by 12. Here he comes back looking for 2 and lost the handle on it. Out of bounds it goes. It's going to stay down here though as Wenzel come in there and made a good defensive play on it. And Brent will check out of the ball game. Replaced in there by Huffman, I guess, or Shadle, or Smith. I'm not sure who came in. But anyway, the inbound pass knocked off the leg of Lentz and out of bounds. Minute 49 left in the half. 33 wants to inbound it over in the wing, and he does so. Graybill with it, circulating out in front here for that Kinzer. Kinzer dropping it, stolen away nicely in here by Lentz. Lentz going to the hoop for 2. It's no good. Ryan just got a little bit too strong on that one, and it just wouldn't go down for him. So Kinzer coming back with it for the Tigers. Loops it right underneath him. A nice pass and a foul. Foul will be called on Smith. The bucket will count. And to the foul line goes that number 44 Jones, and he'll be shooting 1 to get 3. Smith picked up his second personal foul, and he checks out of the ball game now. Hunter coming back in to replace him. Wenzel back into the game to replace Lentz for Coach Hain, with 1:25 remaining here in the first half. Jones boy at the line, shooting 1, no good. Rebounded in there to Wenzel. He'll drop it over here for Shadle. Shadle looking for 3. Nope. Oh, it comes off over here for Smeltz. Smeltz pushes it back out in front. Now inside they go for a shot from the wing for Smeltz for 3. No good. And let's see. Smeltz fights for the rebound, and it's going to be spun out of bounds. They're going to call it a tie-up, or they're going to call a foul. Going to call a foul on Smeltz. Brent picks up the foul. It'll be his first. The team's fifth. And EJ to inbound here with 1:06 left in the first half. And that ball's tapped out of there, this time off the hands of Kinzer, and timeout call. I think the ball will belong to UDA when we come back, as EJ calls a timeout. Okay, no, I guess the ball belongs to the Tigers as Herb gets ready to inbound it here. And they bring it up court now with less than a minute to play here in the first half. Oh, right underneath is Jones. Well, Jones snuck behind all of the Trojans that time, and a fast, hard pass got Jones an easy two. Shadle with it for Wenzel. And in the corner they go with it. Here's Smeltz driving the baseline for two. No good. Rebound comes down to Herb. 33-25. They've cut the Trojan margin back down to 8. Now the Trojans had led by as many as 15 here just moments ago. This is for three. It's good. As number 12, Graybill, hits a three, and it's a 33-28 game now. 5-point differential with 20 less than, well, actually down to 14 seconds now to go in the first half. Here's Wenzel. Wenzel taking it inside. Pushing it here for Huffman. Huffman on the baseline. Tried to go underneath with it. It's tapped out of there as number 15 got a hand on that one. That's one of the guys without a number, without a name. Wiggenbach back into the ball game for the Tigers. Shadle getting ready to inbound for UD. Right underneath he goes. Shot put up. Foul called. And Hunter will go to the line, shooting one to get three. Good bucket in there by that Drew Hunter. He forced his way up on after the inbounds pass. Was fouled. He'll shoot one. 35-28 is the score. There are 4 seconds remaining here in the half. Hunter's one and only shot. Good. 36-28. Trojans with an 8-point lead now. And here's a pass underneath. Oh, and he lost the handle on it at the buzzer to end the half. So at halftime, it's a good ball game. The Trojans 36, the EGA Tigers 28. And we'll be back with the second half here in just a moment. See Larry McNinch in civilian clothes tonight. Larry must be on the injured list, I would take it. So the coaches will strategize and see how we can expand this margin here in the second half, and we'll be back to show you what happens in just a moment. Well, the ball clubs are back now, ready to go with the second half here. The Trojans with that 8-point lead here at halftime. Looking over the stat sheet that Coach Hain gave me, these guys have been involved in a couple of good ball games. Millersburg beat them by 3 points, I think it was. And they played some close ball games, even though their record would not indicate they're that good. But they played pretty good so far here in this first half of this ball game. And Trojans will have to hang on here now and see if we can open up a margin on them, as Herb will get the inbound the ball for the Tigers. I think he will. Yeah, he tried to bounce it off Smeltz, but it picked up in there by Hunter, and back with it comes Wenzel. Here for Smeltz, inside for Smith, back outside to Wenzel, over the wing it goes. Smeltz with a bouncer inside here for Hunter, and wait a minute, Hunter walked with it before he was able to get the shot off. So that'll turn it back over to the Tigers as Herb will get ready to inbound the ball. Kinzer has it, back here for Herb. Wow, I got a sneeze coming. I'll be right back. Herb out in front here for Rickenbach. Rickenbach's their high scorer. He's the guy with that 8.1 average, I think it is. Kinzer will take it on the baseline for two. It is no good. Rebounded inside there by Heath, however. He's fouled. And Heath will go to the foul line, shooting two for EJ. The foul was on Hunter. And Heath at the line to shoot a pair. Out of the ball game for Hunter. Heath made his first shot and makes it a 36-29 ball game, and the second shot short, missed everything. It'll be UD inbounding. Wenzel inbounding here for Shadle. Shadle with it, looping here for Smith. Over the wing it goes for Smeltz. Now inside to Smith. Smith turnaround jumper, good for two. That's the way Josh began the ball game, with a couple of jumpers like that as they looped it into him, and he was able to put that soft little 6-footer in there. And Rickenbach taking it, or Herb rather, pushing it over here for Heath. Heath for two, no good. Rebound on the far side, and a push foul going to be called on Josh Smith, as they say he pushed off, going for the rebound. And Coach Scott Peters does not believe in that one, neither does Coach Hain, as Smith picked up his third foul. So Josh getting ready to come out of there now, is up off the bench, pops Nick Huffman for UD. Heath inside, they go to Herb. Herb will dribble once, drop it right on the baseline for two. A nice play inside as Herb popped it inside there to Jones, number 44. 38-31, 7-point UD lead. Shadle with it for Upper Dauphin. Inside for Smith, knocked away, and Jones will pick up the push foul that time as he went over the back of Josh Smith trying to defend on that inside pass, and he'll pick up personal foul number 2. Shadle will inbound the ball after Nick Huffman reports into the ball game to replace Josh Smith. Move it back here for Wenzel. Smeltz over the wing, it goes for Shadle. Wenzel's got it back again. Here for Smeltz, back over there for Brett Shadle. Into the corner, Smeltz with it. Here goes Wenzel with it, looking for a left-handed shot, no good. Rebound comes down there to Heath, who will drop it back now for that Heath in a minute here, and then the ball is going to be lost out of bounds. Now their coaching staff wonders what happened too. They're a little disgusted with that last one. And back comes Shadle. The referees are always right, and there's not a coach believes they are. Here's Wenzel for three, just off the mark. Rebound comes down inside there, and Heath picks it up. Back over here for that 14, Kinzer. Kinzer sliding here for Heath. Heath goes inside with a pass to Jones for two. It's good. The bucket counts. The foul might be on Wenzel. We'll see. At any rate, Jones will be going to the line, shooting one to get three. It's on Wenzel. Travis picks up his second personal foul. Shot by Jones is good, and that makes it a 38-34. Now that 15-point Trojan margin down to 4. Inside for Smith. Smith goes to the hoop for Huffman rather, going to the hoop for two. He is fouled, and Nick will go to the line, shooting 2 freebies. Nick Huffman at the line for UDA to shoot a pair. His first shot, good. Or Lentz rather, into the ball game now, replacing Smeltz. Ball goes out of bounds and off the Trojans. I think he ruled the wrong way. Yeah, that was he made the wrong indication. It went off. It went off EJ. So Shadle will inbound the ball. Ref signaled wrong. Nice pass inside. Smith or Huffman for two wouldn't go. Rebound comes down there and battled for it out of bounds. It's going to go. Let's see how they rule this one. Ooh, they're going to say it stays down here. Coach over there goes, he couldn't believe they they ruled it that way. He made a big sigh. Anyway, here's Hunter for Shadle. Back out here for Lentz. Lentz on the wing over there for Smeltz. Shadle out in front. Inside they go with it now. Turnaround shot by Hunter wouldn't go down. Return shot put up by Nick Huffman is good. 41-34. Rickenbaugh over here for Herb. Herb will pick it up, and now Herb's got it back. Dropping it over here for Heath out in front. Here's Herb pushing it over the wing. Shot for three. That's no good. Rebound shot underneath and a jump. Ball called, all ball, as Heath put the shot up. He was not fouled. It was a jump, and it'll be UD inbounding the ball. 4:43 left here in the third. Trojans up by 7 as time called momentarily as We got a couple of new ball players in there. Graybill, number 12, returns to the lineup, as does number 55, Dresser, for EJ. Shadle coming down the court for UDA. 4:35 left here in the third. Ball stolen away, picked up in there, but then stolen back by Lentz for Huffman. Huffman for two. No good that time. And on the rebound, a push foul called underneath, as I think they're going to rule that Hunter may have gone up over the back. No, it was Smeltz. And Brent picks up his second personal foul. Herb getting ready to inbound the ball. Kinzer fires it across the court there for that Graybill. We'll drop it back here for Kinzer. 4:15 remaining in the third quarter. Kinzer on top. Herb on this side. Inside he goes to Heath. Heath tried to push it inside, looking for number 55 Dresser, but went right by him, and he couldn't control that one at all. Not his fault. Pass was too fast and too far out of his reach. So back come the Trojans. 4 minutes left in the third. Smeltz with it. Inside he goes here for Hunter. Hunter will push it back out for Smeltz, who will take it back outside. Now inside again to Hunter, or to Huffman. Shot from the side by Smeltz. Good for three. Brent Smeltz hits a three. It's 34-44, 44-34. Trojan margin back to 10 now. They had whittled it down to 4. Here's a steal by Smeltz. Smeltz goes in for two. It's good. Brent Smeltz with a good, quick steal and a nice bucket. And back up court they come, but timeout called for by the Tigers now, who have seen themselves fall behind by 12 after they had gotten to within 4. It's 46-34 UD with 3.5 minutes remaining here in the third period. Okay, it was a full timeout called, and Herb now inbounding the ball for the Tigers. Kinzer, over in a wing he goes here, picked up over there by that Graybill, stolen away nicely by Shadle, looping it ahead and out of the reach. And out of bounds it goes. It was supposed to be here for Nick Huffman, but Nick couldn't catch up to that one. So EJ will inbound. Smeltz has it stolen away here on his pass. Kinzer picked it off back here for Herb. Herb coming up court with it. Herb going to go all the way and then lost the handle on it, and out of bounds it goes off Herb. It'll be a UD ball. Yep. And so Shadle will inbound the ball. 3 minutes, 5 seconds left here in the third quarter. Inside here for Huffman. Huffman dropped it on the baseline, and the ball is stolen away. Quick outlet up here for Graybill. Graybill for two. It's knocked out of there nicely as Nick Huffman got back and made the defensive play for UD. Tiger inbounded right underneath here for Kinzer. Kinzer turnaround shot for two, no good. Rebounded nicely in there by Huffman. Back with it comes Shadle for UD. Shadle dropping it over here for Smeltz for 2 or 3, I'm not sure. Foul, and Smeltz will shoot 3 as Graybill will come over there and knock Smeltz flying, and Brent will go to the line to shoot 3. Here's Brent taking foul shooting practice now, and his first shot is good. Smeltz will try to put his second one up and in, and he will. Here's his second one, and he did, and he'll shoot one more. Wenzel back into the ball game for UD as Smeltz shoots his third of 3, and that's good. So he's got 3 from the free throw line, and 3 nice foul shots there by that Brent Smeltz. 31 in the ball game for EJ, and he's another one that we don't have a number for as the Trojans steal this one. Here comes Shadle, bouncing it inside, but it's stolen away and picked up in there by EJ. Back for Kinzer. Kinzer, near side over here, Herb. He goes inside here with it, and then they'll push it out here for Graybill for 2, no good. Rebounded in on the baseline. Shot put up over there, no good. And on the rebound, let's see, it's going to be Wenzel coming back with it. Wenzel, bounce pass over here for Huffman. Huffman fires one up, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts the second try up and in, good. Nick Huffman battling underneath there for his own rebound and did a heck of a job on it. Now the Trojans really opening it up. Here's Herb with it, and Herb will push it back over here on the wing. And they finally get it over the timeline to the Tigers. The ball stolen away in there this time by Hunter, and then out of bounds it goes. It's going to be off the Tigers, and so it'll be UD ball. Shadle inbounding here for Wenzel. EJ in his zone defense for Smeltz. Here's Wenzel. Shadle. Wenzel and Shadle. Smeltz back out here for Wenzel. Here's Huffman. Shadle. Near side over here for Wenzel. Wenzel on the baseline. And a travel called on Travis Wenzel that time with 1:17 left here in the third. Trojans now up by 17 points. And EJ will inbound the ball. Here for Herb. 15 with it. 15 will take it on the left wing side. Over there for that Graybill. Right inside for 15, and he'll lose the ball out of bounds. This young fella didn't start. Might be, we'll have to check our sheet and see what grade he's in, but he looks a little tentative out there. As back come the Trojans. This is Lentz with it for UD. Ryan. Over in the corner, they'll go with it for Smeltz. Here's Wenzel. Near side, Lentz. Lentz back here for Wenzel. And Ryan's got it back. Ryan can pop some threes if he gets an opportunity. Over the wing it goes for Smeltz. They work it inside here for Hunter. Back outside here for Wenzel. Inside on the baseline, he goes with a pass, and Huffman has it, and then it's going to be grabbed and tied up inside. Nick tried to get himself out from underneath the basket and got it tied up. 37 seconds left here in the third. They'll bounce it in for Herb. Herb, that is. Oh, tapped out of bounds by Smeltz. EJ to inbound. They will do it here for that 51 guy. And up the court comes 33. Again, no names for these guys. Oh my gosh. Just ran over somebody, and he is hurt as he got popped in the mouth or the face, I think. Yeah, he's injured. This is going to be, let's see, Smeltz, I think. Or Lentz. Looked like he hit in the eye. I think the tape probably will show that. Well, Ryan would appear to be okay, but he really got popped there. And I didn't get a chance to look back at the tape to see if you could see what happened, but I think you might be able to. So you'll have to look for that a little bit later on. So he's going to be okay. Looks like he got popped in the nose and really got a shot with a ball, a hand, or something. In the meantime, the Trojans, I think, have picked up a technical foul.
I don't know what happened.
I don't. And he missed, I think, a pair of them. .33 will come in here now, and shot put up there by 51. Good for two. With 12 seconds left here in the period. And Wenzel coming back with it for UD. They'll loop it over into the corner here, out of the reach of Smeltz. And out of bounds it goes with 5 seconds left. It'll be inbounded here by 33 with 5 seconds remaining in the third period. Tapped out of there nicely on the inbounds pass by Hunter. And EJ will inbound. Quick pass ahead here now for that Graybill, and Graybill lost the handle on it. Underneath he goes. The shot would have been good had it gone, but it didn't. So at the end of 3/4 of the ball game is the UDA Trojans 51 and the Tigers of East Juniata 36. Okay, the Tigers will inbound the basketball now to begin the fourth and final quarter here at East Juniata, as Heath inbounds it here for that Kinzer. Kinzer tried to stuff it in, and it's going to go out of bounds off one of the Tigers. So EJ trailing by 15. Turns the ball over once again now, and UD with it. Here comes Shadle with it. Shadle across the timeline. Down into the corner he goes for Smeltz. Back here for Shadle. Inside here for Smith. Ball tapped loose, but picked up in there by Wenzel. And Wenzel pushing it over there for Shadle. Back here for Wenzel. Wenzel, 15-foot try. Good for 2. Rattled the rim that time and went right down. 53-36. 51 with it overhead here for Heath. Heath with a nice pass on the baseline. Shot blocked over there by Smith. Stolen away from Jones, and back with it comes Smeltz for UD. Smeltz taking it inside off the glass for 2. It's good. Brent Smeltz for 2 more. Brent playing another strong ball game here for UDA as Rickenbach has it. He will take it across the timeline and nearly lost it away. In fact, he does lose it away. Picked up in there by Smeltz after the steal by Wenzel. Bouncing here for Smith. Smith for 2. It's good. So the Trojans on a roll now as they make the steal and make the bucket. Finishing off the nice defensive plays of Jones. Pushing it back here for Heath. Heath up court with it. Heath will try to bounce it inside. Nice bounce pass between the legs of a Trojan, but the shot didn't go, and Smith bringing it back here for Smeltz. Smeltz for Wenzel. This is Shadle. 57-36, UD by 21. Shadle near wing over here. They got Smeltz with it for Shadle. Over there on the wing is Wenzel. Back out in front. Smeltz. Near side here for Smeltz. Smeltz for 3. It's good. Brent Smeltz for 3 more. Ball nearly loose on the inbound pass as they turned it over on the inbounds. The guy stepped in to make the play, and timeout called by EJ. It's 60-36 now with 6:01 remaining here in the 4th period. Brent Shadle will inbound the ball for UD here as soon as the Tigers replace themselves on the court. And got 6 minutes, 1 second remaining here in the ball game. Pass underneath and a shot put up by Smith is good. He is fouled, and Josh will go to the line shooting 1 to finish off this 3-point play. Shooting 1. And it is a good one. 63-36. .23 working his way down the court. Inside over there, Erb. Shot from the side by Rickenbach for 3 is good. Number 13, Rickenbach nails a 3. And Wenzel coming back for UD. He'll dance across the timeline. Over here for Smeltz. Near side, they'll spin it there for Smeltz. Back here for Shadle. I may have called Shadle Smeltz here a minute ago. Inside they go now. Smith over the wing. Shot from the side, looking for 3. Wouldn't go, and rebound comes down there. Smith nearly had it, but Kinzer picks it off. Over the side here for Herb. Herb, near wing over here. This is Rickenbach for 3 more. It's good. Well, Rickenbach, who I said averages 8 points a ball game, and he's got his 8+ tonight so far, as he just hit a couple of threes and had some points before. Hunter will pass it back over here, and a trip foul be called on Rickenbach as he tripped Wenzel. And Wenzel will check out of the ball game now as Lentz back in there for UD. So Ryan, playing with a tender schnoz out there, I guess, is back into the ball game for UDA, and that's good to see. Here's Huffman, who is also back in for Shadle, who remains in. On the wing over here for Smeltz. Shadle inside to Huffman, back over here for Lentz. Lentz will push it, nice bounce pass inside for Smith, who is fouled. And Josh will go to the line, shooting 2. Was on 44, Jones, his 4th. Smith at the line to shoot a pair, his first one perfect. Here's Josh Bygosh's 2nd shot, and it is a little short off the front. Rebound, let's see, controlled in there to that 23 guy. We'll bring it up court. That's Farver. Farver in for 2, wouldn't go. Return shot put up by Jones, and he's fouled. They're going to say that's Smith. nailed him. And Jones will go to the line for EJ, and he'll be shooting a pair. Smith picked up his 4th foul on that foul, the last foul here. And he'll check out of the ball game now as Hunter back in there for UDA. Also, number 55, Dresser, returning to the lineup for the Tigers. Jones' second try, no good. Rebound on the far side to Hunter. We'll push it back up here for Smeltz. And Smeltz. Far side over there, that's Shadle. Inside, the ball tipped loose, and EJ coming back up with it. Kinzer will take it inside, lost the handle, rolls around in front, and finally picked it up, puts a shot up for 2, no good. A return shot put up and in, good by Jones, number 44. And so Shadle will call timeout for the Trojans, as we've got 4:05 left here in the ball game, and the Trojan margin now at 19, 64-45. Shadle will inbound the ball now following that Tiger timeout. It was a full timeout. Shadle looping it ahead here for Huffman. Over in the wing he goes there for Smeltz, and Smeltz walked with it. And Fulver will inbound the ball for the Tigers this time. Right here for that Dresser. And Fulver's got it back. Fulver, inside he goes, looking for 2, and no good. Rebound tipped up, no good. Dresser has it. He's going to try to work it up, and he can't, as he has the ball spun out of there by Lentz, I believe. It'll be Tiger ball. Tigers Fulver inbounding, I think. Yeah, he did back here for Dresser. Dresser near wing. He comes to Jones. Jones with one dribble puts a shot up off the front. No good. Rebounded in there to Hunter. Back for Lentz. Here's Shadle. Here's Lentz. And Shadle near wing over here comes now, and they'll bounce it in there for Nick Huffman. He tries to spin it back out here, but Fulver got a hand on number 23. Knocked it out of bounds there for the Tigers with 3:23 left in the ball game. And Wenzel inbounding it here for Shadle. This is Shadle. Bouncing over there for Lentz. Back for Shadle. This is Wenzel. And Shadle with it. And Wenzel with it. Looking for something inside, I guess. Wenzel directing a little bit of traffic. Pushes Shadle over in the wing. Now Huffman inside. Shot from the side by Lentz wouldn't go. Rebound comes down there to the Tigers. Back comes Kinzer with it. Kinzer with a pass across the court. This is Graybill for 2. No good. Rebounded. Let's see who's got it. It's going to be picked up in there by Dresser. His shot short. And on the baseline, Graybill picks it up, spins it back outside here. Now they'll come to the near wing. Here's Graybill for 3. It's good. Oh, Graybill. That's 3. And timeout called by Coach Payne. Called timeout now. He wants to know what happened up there. What's going on? Well, we'll find out here in 2.5 minutes what's going on. 64-48, and we'll be right back. This time it'll be Wenzel inbounding the ball for UD, and he did so right here for that Shadle guy. Here's Lentz picking it up over here for Shadle. Now down here for Wenzel. And Wenzel pushing it back out here for Shadle. Trojans in no particular hurry to shoot now. I mean, they've got 2:14 left here in the ball game. Wenzel with it. They play for a good shot. Shadle over in the, whoops, stolen away. It picked up in there by 32. As they push it back up court here now for Graybill. Graybill here for that Kinzer. Kinzer inside, he goes with it. Now back out for Graybill. Graybill. Oh, he looped it inside, but Kinzer wasn't looking, but Dresser's going to pick it up anyway as the Tigers get away with one there. They passed it into no one, and the ball was loose, and Dresser picked it up. Here's that Fulver. Oh, wait a minute. Fulver is going to be held by Wenzel that time, and Travis can't say much about that one. The kid dragged the kid through the air there for 2 feet. Anyway, Fulver will go to the line for EJ, and he'll be shooting 1-1, I would believe. Smeltz and Hunter check out of the ball game as Huffman and, or not Smeltz, rather Shadle and Hunter out. Huffman and, I'm not sure. We have a lane violation on the shot. And Fulver will shoot again. Fulver shooting again, another 1-and-1, I guess. First shot, good. Now he'll shoot one more. They're back into the lineup to replace Nick Huffman for Coach Hain, as Fulver will look to get the 50th point of the ball game here for the Tigers if he can. Here's his shot, and it is good. 64-50 now, a 14-point ball game with 1:35 left here in the game. And the Trojans will definitely slow it down now as Wenzel will hold it out front here and give it over there to Lentz as they work the clock down. Lentz has got it. Graybill on him. He'll push it over here for Wenzel. And Wenzel out in front for UD. Travis pushing it over here for Lentz. Lentz will take it inside and tries to push it in there to Smith. Out of bounds it goes off Josh Smith with 1:12 left in the ball game. And the Tigers are going to have to come up and do something very dramatic and very quick if they want to get back into this one now, as UD would appear to be picking up their first win in the second half. They were 6-4 in the first, or 6-3 in the first half, and Graybill lost the handle on it. It comes out quickly here for Travis, and his shot wouldn't go down. Fulver coming up court with it, harassed out there by Smeltz, and there's the ball stolen away by Smith. Smith looking for two. He tried to dunk and wouldn't go. And back. He had the chance though, and timeout called as we have a foul on Smeltz down here trailing the play. Or not on Smeltz, I mean Smeltz is fouled down here, I should say. And he will be going to the line shooting a 1-and-1. The foul was on number 32 of EJ. And Smeltz at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. 32 is Oldham. And he picks up his first. Smeltz to the line with 45 seconds left in the ball game. His shot wouldn't go in. Ball tipped around and controlled here to Graybill. Graybill pushing it over here for that Fulver. 34 seconds now, and the ball stolen away by Smith, or by Huffman. Over here for Smeltz for two. It's good. Brent Smeltz for two after the steal by Nick Huffman inside there, and Fulver coming back with it for EJ for the Tiger. Whoa, wait a second. Looked like a walk or something. Nope. Put it up and in good, but heck, looked like a walk prior to that. Clock down to 10 seconds remaining in this one as Shadle brings it up court for UD. 66-52 for two is Lentz, good for two. One, that did it. Final score, UDA 68, the East Juniata Tigers 52. Congratulations to Coach Hain and all of these UDA boys for another fine outing here as they go 1-0 in the second half of the TVL League, and they'll be at home on Friday night. I think it's Middleburg, but I'm not sure. And we'll be there to see that ball game also, and we congratulate everybody on another good effort here tonight at the home of the Tigers. Tigers played tough for a team that's 2-10, now 2-11 on this season, so they did not give up, and were pretty strong inside there at times, but UD just coming up with a big ball game, and Ryan Lentz coming up with a bruise on the nose. So I guess he'll be okay, and we'll see you later. Good night from East Juniata.
I apologize.